Hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of CTS Biz Talk. I'm your host, as usual, Frank Stevens. Today I have a very special guest. It is Al Kator with Bandwidth Simplified, one of our strategic partners. Hey Al,
Hey Frank, how you doing today?
doing well. Thanks for joining us. So I brought Al in because today's topic is how much bandwidth does an organization or a business truly need? And there's tons of different options out there from fiber to coax to wireless solutions. And now we got 5G solutions. So I brought the expert in. So welcome again, Al. And if you want to give me a quick overview and let the audience know what BWS is, where you guys have been, solutions, services, I think they would really appreciate that before we kick off the topic.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks again for having me as well. Bandwidth Simplified, or BWS, as you call it there. We've been in business for about 10 plus years. We work with companies, small to mid-sized businesses, and working our way up to enterprise businesses to help them broker and consult on their telecom services. So that telecom is a kind of a general term, but that encompasses your internet services, phone services, and a little bit of telecom industry does dip into some IT services, but we also do rely on good partners like yourselves to help us out when it comes to the IT end of things. Product-wise, that we really dive into, really looking like primary internet, secondary internet, SDWAN, which is a great solution for creating redundancy for your network. When it comes to the voice end, a lot of voice is really moving towards the cloud. So we do a lot with VoIP phones. We step it up to do some UCaaS as well too. I mean, some UCaaS and contact center solutions as well. So we kind of dive in a lot with the phone systems too. Depending on a lot of, again, people moving towards the cloud, but if people have on-premise systems, we can still work with those too.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, for me, my entire team, the partnership that we have with you guys is awesome. I know a lot of IT consulting firms and MSPs, they go direct to VoIP and internet providers. And just for us, when we get an opportunity, say a client is going to expand into, which we're actually doing right now, they're doing a nationwide expansion out of the Chicagoland area, 10 locations nationwide. They have locations in Mexico. I mean, they're everywhere. For us to scope out who's the internet provider there, what are the options? You guys, you and the entire team that you guys have over there are amazing. So it helps us ensure that our clients are getting the best solution possible for the best price. So
Yeah, no, we
that,
appreciate that.
yeah.
Thank you.
So onto the topic. So let's say we have a new client or a client has got an existing internet provider. How do you go about scoping out the different internet options for them? What questions do you ask to dive down and make sure that you're giving them the best options possible?
Yeah, and going back to what you said earlier in regards to our team, well, over the years we've built a pretty good team and pretty good network in regards to the service providers that we work with. So we have a lot of options across the country for our clients and prospective clients. When clients are vetting out internet options, truth be told, a lot of it's going to really depend on what's on their network and what's really in regards to what applications they're using, or they have servers on site. A lot of just really IT stuff. And truth be told, it's not really my avenue sometimes. I actually rely on guys like yourselves who actually monitor the network and actually can be able to see and run utility reports to be able to see where the bandwidth's being utilized, how much bandwidth's being utilized, when the bandwidth's being peaked, so then we can be able to work together to be able to put the right solutions together. I really come in and help in regards to that vetting out process, finding the right solutions. But when it comes down to the nitty gritty, we really need to understand what applications are on their network, how many users are on their network, are they remoted into the network, and again, we can guess and be close and then be able to adjust the bandwidth as we go. But truth be told, we really need a good IT resource to help us out with that, to give us a good utilization report on what's going on.
Yeah, the utilization reports, we can obviously see what we can see within the network. And in most cases, I don't know if people out there know this, but you can call your internet provider and say, hey, give me a utilization report for the last 7 days. So let's say you've got 100 meg fiber. They'll be able to tell you where the spikes are. Are you maximizing that line out? Are there drops and all that stuff? So those are the things that we use. And then we'll get those reports provided to Al, and we'll collaborate on that. So Yeah, the cool thing about fiber is, I know that's the cool thing is you have the ability to turn it up if needed, versus bringing a whole nother connection in. Sometimes you have to, but we've had clients that they'll have 100 meg fiber, and we'll see that they're bumping up to the limit and maxing it out, and they're seeing those issues. To crank it up to 250 megs is just literally just a contract from Al, with the provider, so that's pretty cool. So scoping out voice options for them.
Hmm.
The majority of our clients, I think yours, is going VoIP, where everything is up in the cloud. So how do you scope that out? Is it based on features? Is it based on users? You tell me how that works.
I think a combination of everything. Luckily, because of the network that we have a lot of different options for our customers. We obviously have certain providers that have performed really well for our customers, but for the most part, just really understanding how many users they have, what type of feature sets they're looking to use. Obviously, a lot of these systems are cloud-based, so some providers are better at some features and some applications than others. So really getting a good feel for what that customer and how that customer is going to use the phone system, and then be able to place them with the right provider. But for the most part, a lot of systems, like you said, are going in the cloud. Very easy to manage, very feature rich. So, truth be told, regardless of which solution you go with on a VoIP end, working with us,
Hmm.
at least for the providers that we work with, you kind of have a good experience because we've kind of, we work with you and we've kind of gone through the trials and tribulations in the past where we know what works and how to fix
Yeah.
issues quickly, and keep happy customers.
You keep mentioning your network. How many
Hmm.
providers are you working with, both on the internet provider
Oh
side as
man.
well as the VoIP
A
side?
lot, Frank. A lot. A lot. Over the years, we've built a solid base where throughout our different brokering relationships, we probably have 350 plus providers that we can be able to
Wow.
offer to customers. And that's, again, I mentioned some of the different categories earlier, but that's, again, internet, SD-WAN, different various IT solutions. So we have and that's nationwide, domestically, and also internationally. So we have the opportunity to be able to really reach a lot of different customers, be able to really put a lot of good solutions for clients, based upon the network of providers that we have.
Got it. Okay. So then, how does it work with you as far as you working with all these different brokers, hundreds of providers? How do you get paid? Do they pay you? How engaged are you? The onboarding process, all that good jazz. Tell me.
Yeah,
Let's let the
yeah.
people know so that they're not always hearing from me and my team.
No problem. We typically our engagements, depending on if we're doing a consulting engagement, there is sometimes an upfront fee, in regards to consulting. But a standard engagement would be us meeting with the customer, understand what their needs are, and then present them with the best solution that makes sense for them, regardless of which category we're looking to fulfill at that particular moment. When they sign up with that customer or with that carrier, we actually have agreements through our different broker houses, already set in place that we already know what fee we'd be getting from that
Hmm.
service provider. So we actually get paid through through relationships through the actual service provider themselves. So the customer doesn't pay us directly. We actually get paid by the service provider. That being said, payments are pretty much standard across the board in regards to what we can do versus what a direct sales rep can do for them. It's apples to apples. There's a competitive nature where we can be able to actually match pricing for like a direct. If you went to Comcast directly or AT&T
Hmm.
directly, we can be able to get you the same pricing. So there's transparency there. What you get with us is our expertise, the
Hmm.
years and years of working with all these different carriers, being able to get multiple quotes. For example, if you're a customer and you're looking to get various options and see different options, instead of working with 5 different sales reps and 5 different solutions, you can be able to work with us. We can be able
Yeah.
to get the different quotes for you, present those quotes, answer all different questions for you, then get you involved with the actual provider when you're ready to make a decision. Really save a lot of time, research, and truth be told, a lot of sales headaches while you're going
Yeah.
through your decision-making process.
Yeah. From after things are installed, from my perspective, my team's perspective, it is cool to have you guys involved versus if you did not, if you go direct, let's say from Comcast or AT&T, and I don't want to call those guys out, but if they have an issue and my team has to get them engaged, good luck. You are literally sitting on the phone. They're transferring you around. Nothing gets done. So from my perspective, having Al and Bandwidth Simplified and that whole team involved as your telecommunications management team, and those deals go through there, they have the capability of going to their big players to get AT&T support to actually cooperate and do their job, and Comcast and all that. So for us, it has saved us time. It has saved our clients' productivity and efficiency in resolving when there are issues. So that's a cool thing. Call centers. A couple times we've engaged in call centers. Talk to me like capabilities that you guys have. If someone's got a call center, I'm talking 50, 100, 200, 300 people. What solutions you guys have in place? Talk to me about that stuff, because that's some hairy stuff. That's not just picking up the phone and doing a couple call routes and stuff like that. That's some pretty advanced call stuff.
Yeah, no, there's really advanced call stuff. It's not simple, but it's really, really cool, and the technology just keeps advancing. There's a lot of solutions out there, from Five9 to Observe AI to Yellow AI to Nice in Contact. There's a lot of great contact center solutions, ones that you can have standalone and integrate with your UCaaS solutions, that really can connect to anything. Very omni-channel, can be able to integrate your social media, website, standard phone calls, etc., all to one platform, and then also be able to integrate that into your CRM. So really working to find the right solution based upon how your calls are flowed, location-wise. We have a solution kind of for everything. You can be able to have remote call center users anywhere in the world, be able to still be on the same phone system, as if everybody's still working in the same office. QA reports, barge whisper, all of your standard call center features that you traditionally have had in the past. You can still have that with a cloud contact center solution through one of the providers that we work with. Got
it. And you mentioned briefly AI. How is artificial intelligence AI playing into this world now?
It's slowly dipping in. We work with one company, Dialpad, for example, that we've used for a while, and they've had AI in their solutions, but we're starting to notice that other providers are starting to integrate a lot of AI into their solutions as well too. Obviously, for example, Teams, Zoom, and I recently did a call with Net2Phone as a provider. It's really making your life as a salesperson, a support person, a little bit easier in regards to being able to transcribe your calls, keep your notes organized, keep your calling organized, centralized, just your communication, inbound, outbound, SMS, call, etc., through one platform. So AI is really, really jumping in, and I think it's really going to be it's here to stay. Let's put it that way.
It is. Yeah, it's a game changer on almost every industry and organization that we're working with, which is kind of cool. So one last question. Talk to us about, obviously, you and I, we're constantly talking to business owners out there, and office managers and partners and all those, C-level executives. What are the things that they need to be aware of out there that can impact their company, and solutions that are basically emerging, to make sure that their stuff is up and running and stuff like that?
Yeah, I would just to kind of the standard setup, I would make sure you have a primary internet connection, secondary internet connection, and obviously a VoIP solution out there to be able to connect, everything together. I would always have, obviously being a little selfish here, good resource like myself and yourself in regards to letting clients know what's out there, both on a telecoms and an IT end, both in regards to cybersecurity, SDWAN, some of these other solutions that an everyday layperson in an office may not know about, but if they actually thought about it and put it together in the right way, they can have I want to say a bulletproof solution, but a very redundant solution by putting the right technologies together.
Yeah, you touched base on that primary and secondary internet connection, and to me, that's kind of an old way of doing it. And for the last 2 years, you and I have been working together on implementing SD-WANs. And I think I did a previous video on that. I'm not sure if we could share the name, but we do work with a restaurant organization with several locations in the Chicagoland area. And the issue that they had was when their point of sale system, their POS, would come back to take online orders and communicate, it had to be coming from a single IP address. So if the primary internet went down and would flip over to the failover, the IP address was different. And then the other issue is they'll be on a call taking either a reservation or an off food order. When that switch happened, they would lose the call. And when you lose a call, you lose the customer. Like, it's pretty simple. So SD-WAN has been a game changer for us, and the solutions that you've been providing to our clients has been awesome. So from your perspective, SD-WAN, how it brings it all together, talk about that just real briefly.
Yeah, I think you kind of hit it on the head there with that specific example in regards to a restaurant that we had and creating that single IP redundancy. Well, there's also a bunch of other solutions for SD-WAN where you can actually, I don't want to say completely replace the MPLS, but multiple location connectivity. SD-WAN can be able to assist with that. SD-WAN can also be able to assist with buffering jitter. So if your internet connection is slowing up, the SD-WAN can be able to help pick up the slack to keep you connected all the way. Again, that's that additional technology piece that we talked about that can actually sit with your firewall, still be able to take multiple internet connections in and really tie together a full solution that can really be able to help utilize the bandwidth and your network as best as possible. The nice about the SD-WAN too, again, is a lot of SD-WAN tools come with great reporting and bandwidth utilization tools, so you can be able to use the best pipe at any given time for any given application during a day, and it can be really smart to route on a regular basis.
Yeah, it's cool stuff, and I don't want to give a lot of pricing because pricing is completely dependent upon how many connections you have. The bigger the connections you have, but some of our clients, they're getting that additional stuff, and correct me if I'm wrong, for like $250 a month or $200 a month.
Yeah, not expensive at all.
It isn't, and to have that guaranteed connection, no matter which internet's up or whichever's down, and especially if you're all cloud-based or if you're utilizing a VoIP solution for your phone, it has to be up. So very inexpensive, and I love SD-WANs.
And you brought up in regards to the company we're talking about. If you remember, we're actually spending more per month than they were previously. But they were having so many issues that the SD-WAN completely squashed that the amount of money, again, it was a restaurant where at important times, unfortunately, you can't control the local AT&T or local Comcast, whoever is there for your best effort internet provider. But what you can control is having the right solution to be able to help that and create that redundancy. So in their regards, they were losing hundreds of dollars whenever their connection came down. So just to pay $200 a month to create that redundancy and create that complete solution really helps them out overall. And then another thing we brought up earlier, just want to just to clarify, is we talked about the VoIP, and sometimes when it goes down, when your internet's down, the VoIP's down. Just keep in mind, if you do go with the VoIP solution, that is the case. If somebody did not want to go to SD-WAN solution, what's really nice about the VoIP solution is you can actually be able to have a mobile application, so you can be able to still have all your calls come to mobile application, either on your cell phone or tablet, and or you have access to any web portal to be able to route your calls and access any of your services at any point in time. So don't think that just because you're on a VoIP solution as a new technology that when the cord gets cut regarding the internet connection, you're completely down, because truth be told, you're actually better off than you were in the old school side of things with the old school PRIs and old school phone systems, because when you're down there, you're completely down. You can't really smartly route the calls versus the UCaaS solution or cloud solutions, we can be able to smartly route the calls in the cloud.
Yeah, good point. No, very good point. So thank you.
Great, no problem.
Awesome. Well, Al, thanks for joining us. I know everyone loves to hear from you from now and then, and we'll have you on another edition soon.
I appreciate it. Thank you for the time.
Absolutely. Everyone, thanks for your time. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, subscribe, share, and take care, everyone.